and welcome StaffPoint orientation video. During this video, you will understand what you need to do before and after arriving to Finland. In addition, in this video, we will talk about the practices of StaffPoint. First thing to remind you is that you need to be at your workplace in your first shift when your contract starts. So book your travel to your destination before your contract starts. You can go and stay in your accommodation few days before your work starts. Please notice that buses, trains and flights to Finnish Lapland and your destination is not daily. So take enough time to travel. You have received 2 different emails from StaffPoint. The first email you received contains general information about practices of StaffPoint. It is recommended to read this email through carefully. First, if you have not yet sent your passport or EU ID, please send it to us by replying to this email. Then, let's move on to the HR system of StaffPoint, called MyStaff, that can be used in computer or smartphone. Your first task in MyStaff is to sign your contract and add your personal details, such as your address, bank account, bank code, and your emergency contact person informations. On MyStaff app, you can find your personal payment schedule and payslip. We want to point out the importance of checking payslip. Please report to our pay administration to correct the errors, if any inaccuracies. Contact information of our pay administration, as other contact information of StaffPoint, can be found on MyStaff app. Maraplan Pro is Lapland Hotel's scheduling system. Login detail will be given by manager in Lapland Hotels. Your task is to check and correct your shifts by the end of each shift, or latest by the end of the week in Maraplan Pro system. Salary payment is based on the hourly report from Maraplan Pro, confirmed by Lapland Hotels manager. Previous week's shifts from Maraplan Pro will be transferred to MyStaff latest on Wednesday afternoon. And let's talk what you need to do in case you get sick. If you get sick and you can't go to your agreed shift, please call the nursing experts of StaffPoint. Open Monday to Friday from 8 o'clock until 4 o'clock. After that, our National Services Center that is open until 7 o'clock in the evening and weekend and special holidays. They will advise you further. I advise you to save these numbers to your phone. If you get sick outside these opening hours, call StaffPoint the next morning. In addition, notify immediately also your Lapland Hotels manager. Please send the original sick leave certificate in 3 days of the end of the sick leave to StaffPoint. Please notice that the first month of employment, the sick leave is unpaid according to the collective agreement of your industry. But you still need to do these procedures to be absent from work. Last point in this email is your manager's contact information. You can agree with your manager about your first shifts and how to get to your accommodation. The second email you received contains more information about your coming adventure in Lapland and step-by-step list what needs to be done before arriving and after arriving to Lapland. Let's go briefly through together the steps. Your task is to carefully read instructions and files attached after this video and do required actions. Let's begin with thing you need to do before arriving to Finland. Make sure you hold a European health insurance card. If you don't, please follow the link you find on step number 4. In step number 5, we advise you to apply for Finnish public healthcare, Kela. Kela is a Finnish public healthcare institution, provides social security coverage for Finnish residents. Please read carefully through the file called Finnish Public Healthcare Instructions. Inside the file, you find forms SV141, SV139, and Y77. You need to print the papers and fill out by pen and send by post to Kela office in Finland. Please send in the same envelope a copy of your employment contract. Kela office's postal address can be found, the file attached. The last step you need to do before arriving to Finland is to fill out forms for tax office in Finland. If you do not have a Finnish social security number, please print the papers titled 5057, 6148 and 6150 and fill out. Bring the documents with you while visiting the tax office in Finland. If your contract is continuing in 2 calendar years, please do the 6148 and 6150 forms separately for both years. If you have worked in Finland before and have a Finnish social security number, please fill documents title 5057 and 6148 and send to StaffPoint office. Ask the address from your recruitment consultant. After arriving to Finland, please visit the tax office. You can find the offices and opening hours in the email. Print the documents and don't forget your employment contract and passport or ID card. Please visit tax office before your employment relationship starts. Arrive to Finland 2 or 3 days before the employment relationship start. If you are an EU citizen and your contract is over 3 months period and or stay in Finland over 3 months, also visit the Finnish immigration office in the same city you visit the tax office. You can find the offices and opening hours in the email. Register online before the visit and pay the 55 euros registration fee. This is something you need to pay for yourself. You can also pay the registration fee in the immigration office. Take your passport or EU ID and your contract with you when you visit the immigration office. Once you receive your registration certificate, please send it to your recruitment consultant. As you can see, in the end of the email is information about Finnish hygiene passport test, if you work as a waiter or a chef. These need to be done in 3 months after arriving to Finland. More info in the email you received, or you can contact your StaffPoint recruitment consultant. Chefs need to do also a health inspection, which is usually a phone interview by our occupational healthcare partner, Terveystalo. Thanks for your attention and feel free to contact us if you have any questions. Have the most magnificent time in Finland and magical Lapland.